Hello everyone. I hope you can hear me well. Yes, okay. So this is an impromptu session. I didn't announce that I'm going live, but since I have a client session to teach at 6 p.m., which is about 45 minutes from now, I thought I would do this live stream just to show you how my gyrotonic self-practice is. There's a lot of mobility, a lot of spinal motion, and yeah, just to show you, this is a studio where I teach. This is the pulley tower, and that's a set of specialized equipment. You can probably see two of the three specialized equipments from this angle. I can turn and show you the other angles. So this is the pulley tower, the one I was sitting on. And then that's the gyrotoner, the handles pointing down. Further, that's the leg extension unit. And here, this one with the black moon is called the jump stretch board. So there are like three specialized equipments here. And this thing is called a pulley tower. You can work with springs and you can work with weights. So this is the whole gyrotonic studio. And gyrotonic is pretty niche in most countries because of its high cost for a class, whether it's mostly private or group, but small group rather than big group. The machines are pretty expensive, and the course is also a little bit more on the high side, yeah? So, and it takes a longer duration to finish compared to other shorter courses. So, yeah, I normally come to the studio a bit earlier just to practice, and then you can join me. I'm not going to talk a lot, but I'm going to explain to you what I'm doing, okay? So I'm going to narrow my sit bones and pelvis, and I'm going to arch, and I'm going to use my spine to go forward, and curling back, like that. All right, so I'm just going to keep going. And if you join and you have any question, you can just leave it in the, I think, the comment section below. If I don't reply immediately, I will reply definitely after the stream is uploaded. And arching, going forward, curling back. So what I just did is called the extrovert, because extroverts reach out, yeah? They reach out to other people first. So here I am doing an extrovert, arching and curling back in. I'm going to reverse now, doing the introvert, because an introvert looks within themselves for answers. So here I am, bringing it back all within me. That's how I remember the direction of movement for both extrovert and introvert. So note that I'm not really pulling my arms. I'm actually letting the spine do the movement. Here I am, curling and arching. So I normally do that for a warm-up, the arch and curl, the extrovert and the introvert. And I'm going to go on to the other spinal motion here. So this is called the cross grip. Note that I am still just moving from my spine. You will feel the difference. When you move from the spine, you're not pushing with the arms. You're just letting yourself go forward. But one thing for sure, the inner thighs are really working, yeah? Otherwise, I'll be collapsing. No, no. So this is the connection that we need. There's an elevation coming from the inner thigh, the core. So even if I'm arching, I'm not slumping. I'll put my mic down for the next one. Is my mic working? Yes. Only because I'll probably cause it some friction with the movement. The next variation. There is a spiraling of the spine and there is a cross grip motion. One thing I really enjoy about this is, as I do this, I'm spiraling to my left, right? I am rotating my right ribs, spiraling it over. So I'm actually giving a lot of length to the side of my torso and to my spine. Doing the next movement here called stirring. Now, because of copyright issue, as much as I like to show you the next movement, I probably can't. So I will mix things up a little bit. I will go on to show you the other specialized equipment instead of the entire sequence of this pulley tower. So I'm going to shift the camera to the other side. Bear with me. Now, I can't really see. Adjusted the aircon because it was quite cold. So this is called a gyrotoner. So it's like the sequence I'm going to show you here is actually the pulley tower but flipped to upside down. So it kind of works the body in a different way. So here is how I can also do the extrovert as I've shown you just now. And this is called the figure 8. I really enjoy this one because I really reach far, and curl back. Reaching far, and curling back. Reaching far, and curling back. This is called figure 8. Essentially, I'm drawing two circles here. If you look at it, it looks like an infinity, which is true, because infinity is made up of two circles. And you feel your body really extending. If you have watched my mobility everyday videos, you will see that I actually do a lot of spinal motion, spinal waving. A lot of my work that I teach on YouTube actually stems from what I've learned on the gyrotonic and gyrokinesis principles. I'm going to change direction now. This is really, really nice. It's kind of addictive. Once you get into the motion, it's a bit like a moving meditation. And of course, the studio is really nice and quiet now. There's nobody here. I'm having this whole place to myself, which is really nice. And the equipments are all new. Just to let you know, I don't own this. I freelance at different studios, while also organizing trainings for trainers. Because it's nice to work with real clients with real issues as well, not just people who want to be trainers to learn the syllabus. Because this way I get to practice what I learn on real people and the real issues like osteoarthritis, bulging disc, even up to things like any kind of spinal pathology. So I get hands-on experience as well. Teaching this to somebody with bulging disc is completely different from teaching this to somebody with osteoporosis, for instance. And I learned a lot there. Okay, so this is another movement. It's really important, I find, that we need to keep a calm mind. and a calm heart when we move. Because that way, we can connect to ourselves. We can get inside ourselves as we move. And then we have more awareness of our body and the movement. So I am doing things very slow here because I like moving slowly, but slow doesn't mean weak, and slow doesn't mean ineffective. Sometimes the slower it is, the stronger you will be, because we need a lot of connection to our inner strength. And we need a lot of awareness and a lot of inner strength to keep moving at a consistent pace. I sometimes think it's much easier to pump and to push because that's all momentum and energy taking over. It's not real body connection. So I'm going to go the other way and change my hand grip. So note that I'm also moving from the spine here. I am really not pulling or pushing with my arm, because this is actually very light, so that it allows the spine to just flow through. Sometimes I also like to put my hand behind here. It just feels cleaner in the movement. So here I'm arching again, and I'm curling back, letting my spine do the movement. It's really nice to mobilize the spine. We have a lot of tightness that gets caught in between all the joints, your facet joints of your vertebra. It's really nice to release it, and it can only be released if we arch and curl the spine. There is no other way. I have done videos on arching and curling the spine. You don't need equipment to do that. You can do that at home. Check out my videos that says gyrokinesis, both short and long form. You can actually check it out in the Gyrotonic Gyrokinesis playlist. So you can do basic movements, spinal movements at home. It liberates the spine the same way. So by doing this, also I can feel one side is much tighter than the other. All the more important, we need to move slowly because it brings awareness back to our body when we move slowly. I'm just going to do it a couple more times. And I'm going to release. Okay, that was really, really nice. So, I see that, okay. No one has joined because I didn't announce this, doesn't matter. You can watch the, after YouTube uploads it, you can watch it as a normal video. I'll go on to show you the other specialized equipment. The aircon is a bit too cold. So you might ask, why am I dressed so casually if I'm going to have a client appointment session? There is no strict code, dress code, as long as we look professional. I like to wear loose clothing, like a loose tank top and a loose pants when I teach clients, because sometimes we need to get clients into position. We have to be comfortable. I like to be comfortable. And also, you know, in a one-on-one session with clients, the client is a star, not me. I'm not making a YouTube video. I'm not running a training or workshop. I don't have to be the star. So I dress down as long as I'm comfortable. That's why I dress really casual when I have a client session. Comfortable. So here is a different way of doing a curl and an arch. So the whole gyrotonic and gyrokinesis movement, modalities or method, you find that there's a lot of arch and curl. In fact, everything is arch and curl. It's just a matter of how you do it. Okay, just checking if the mic is still on, because it went dead on me a couple of days back, all of a sudden, so I'm a bit paranoid now. So here I am arching, and here I am curling. So in this GSB, jump stretch board, the arch and curl, it's a bit different in the sense I use my legs a lot by straightening it and bending it. I'm just going to face front. And this is a bit different, a bit subtle. I hope you can see it from the camera. See how I am moving the disc here. The disc is on 2 sliders, yeah, against 2 tracks. On 2 tracks, not against. So here, if you can see, I am using my pelvis to move the slider. So it's literally hoinking my hips on my pelvic half up, followed by the other side. The movement is small, but it is so effective. We have a lot of tightness in the hip joints, pelvic floor, pelvic girdle area. A lot of people feel really tight there, that's especially after sitting down for a long time. That's because all the tissues, ligaments here gunk up when we sit. So by doing simple moves like that, using your pelvis to move this disc or the sliders below, you are actually releasing the tightness in your whole pelvic girdle. When you bring one pelvic half up, you are pulling the ligaments and the tissue this way, and then repeat the same on the other side. So constant pulling from one side to another moves the pelvic girdle. And when it's moved, it will start to lengthen, 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 lengthen. This is how we mobilize the pelvis. I've done a video on unlocking pelvic girdle. It didn't do very well in terms of views. I guess most people don't understand what pelvic girdle means, so I changed the title to hip and pelvis, but the views didn't increase. I think a lot of people don't know that pelvis is so important. It is the source of osteoarthritis in the hips. It's a source of lower back pain. It's a source of, hamstring tightness. Sometimes it's even the source of piriformis syndrome. It's so important to mobilize our pelvis. And it's just quite sad for me that people don't know. People pay too much attention to the peripheral parts. The core is the abdominal is important, don't get me wrong. But for me, that is peripheral because that comes after pelvic girdle. Shoulders are important, but that also comes after pelvic girdle. The pelvis is at the center of our body. It is our hub, our central station. It's like the central station of communication Imagine your body like a country. It's a central hub of communication of a country. Everything else are the city, the villages, the province, the states. They are important, yes. But if the central hub is malfunction, no, the other parts will collapse real soon. Think about it this way. I think, yeah, that's how I see it. This is the most important system, the pelvis, and we have to mobilize it. So I try to share it with everybody in my Mobility Everyday videos. I didn't explain it to such length. It's because, well, I've explained a lot before, but the videos didn't get a lot of views. Again, it's a bit disheartening. I'm not sure if it's the way I talk, or the YouTube algorithm doesn't like me, or you guys just don't see the need to listen or understand so much, or you just want to get to the exercises right away. It's not important to get to the exercises right away. It's more important to understand what goes on in the body. Once you understand, the exercises will make more sense or not. And if the exercises you do don't make sense, then question it or do other types of exercises. But we must always have awareness to know what goes on in our body. Now, the thing about this pelvic movement is it's so small and so gentle. You can do a lot of it. And the beautiful thing is the more you do, the more you feel it. I'm feeling it on my left. Because my left hip is tighter perhaps today. You can do this at home without any machine, any equipments. Okay? And I think that's all I'm going to show you today on the specialized equipments. But talking about pelvis, since I say it's so important, I'm going to show you how you can do this at home without the equipments. Mimicking what I just did on the disc and slider just now. And this, what I'm going to show you next, is not part of the gyrotonic gyrokinesis movement, but it is in other anatomy in motion movement courses that I've taken. A lot of courses are taught without machine and it's just as effective, yeah? So machine or not is a matter of preference. It's a matter of making the body work in different ways. Sometimes we like it better with machine and sometimes we don't. Our body asks for different things at different times. Machine allows us to understand the body differently, gives us different feedback. Whereas when we do it without machine, we get deeper into ourselves in a deeper meditative mode. That's my own experience, okay? You see, I'm already doing the movement. So to mimic what I did just now, I bent my knees gently and I just move my hips and pelvis from side to side. This is all you need to do. I have taught this to male clients, and male clients found it very, very weird doing it because they say this is just for women. Very chauvinistic of them to say that. It is not just for women. They are so tight in the hips. Most men, 99% of the men I come across, are so tight in the hips unless they are martial artists, they are dancers. If not, they are super tight, yet they resist this. They say, oh, this is so womanly. They feel strange doing it and they don't want to do it. So if they have hip pain, back pain, tight hamstrings, you know what? I told them straight, you only got yourself to blame. Because if you stop being chauvinistic, this is actually a very good movement for hip mobility and pelvic mobility, just like that. Just gently bend one knee after another and just let your pelvis shift, drop to one side and shift, drop to one side and shift, just like this. Very, very easy. You know what's the best thing is you're not just working on the pelvis and the hips, you are also releasing the lower back because you see what happens to my lower back. Okay, when I shift and drop to one side, this part lengthens. When I shift and drop to the other side, this part lengthens. It's so simple. There's no rocket science. It's just a matter of taking a few minutes to understand. Then everything will make so much more sense to us. We'll enjoy movement so much more because all these small movements build up. They build up over time, it gets better over time. Improving the body's mobility is not about doing big things, big movements. It's actually the summation of different micro movements, because our body has gazillion joints. To have mobility, we must mobilize all the joints as much as possible, as much as we are aware of. And when the joints are released, the muscles will work together intuitively. You don't have to try to engage the muscles. The muscles are able to work together. They are intelligent because muscles are guided by the tissues. Once the tightness eases, the tissues are free to flow, free to glide, free to communicate, it brings the muscles along, okay? I can do this all day, but I'm going to stop here. I wasn't expecting to talk so much. I was just intended to do 15 minutes of gyro movements to show you, but I end up talking so much. Nevertheless, I hope you don't mind. And if you like, live streams like that, impromptu, I take you to the studio vicariously, and you can, we can talk through the movements. I can't show you all the movements on the pulley tower, on any of the gyrotonic specialized equipments, but I can show you a little bit here and there just to help people advertise the method or the studio on Instagram. They do the same, so I can do the same in the live stream. That's so that I don't get into trouble with copyright issues. And with that said, I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much. If you have tuned in, let me see. Okay, no one has tuned in throughout this live stream. I didn't mention it to anybody, and it doesn't matter. You can watch it as a long form. I will try to mention it next time. Thank you so much. I'll see you very soon in the next live stream. In the next video, check out my playlist, Mobility Everyday. I have gazillion videos done on mobility moves for the pelvis, for the hips, for the shoulders, for the arms. Do try it out. It may not look like much. It may look like micro movements, but like I said, micro movements, big changes. Take care. Have a lovely evening or morning, and see you soon.